Hey guys, this is your host Gooby, and welcome to the Toon Balloon podcast, our outlet to discuss, theorize, and enjoy our favorite webtoons with the occasional anime and manga sprinkled in between. So, what up? So I notice I have not been present lately, and I apologize. How have you all been doing without hearing my magical voice, everybody? I'm kidding, but not really. But I have missed talking to each and every one of you. I have missed talking about all the nonsense possible when it comes to webtoons and anime with my favorite listeners in the world. You guys are the absolute best that you are so patient with me when I'm going through stuff. And it wasn't so much bad things ever going on in my life lately. I have just had a brief hiccup this past month because I believe it was one of the busiest months of my life. And I may be exaggerating just a little bit, but to be honest, I was juggling a lot of events and extracurriculars and schoolwork that the podcast kind of had to take a back seat until all of that was completed. I mean, I had to take an exam that was brutal, and I don't want to ever do that again, but I know I'm going to have to deal with more of them in the future, and I am not ready for that. I am just glad that I finally finished my spring semester and I can chill out with summer, even though I decided I'm still going to dive into another summer course. And I don't know why I torture myself like this. I guess I just want to finish school already. But I got to celebrate a wedding for one of my friends back in school, and it was beautiful. My daughter was the flower girl. It was adorable. Everything was adorable. I was just so happy for my friends, and I got to spend time with my son for his birthday. We all got to throw him a little bit of some cake and, all the little shebang that a 4-year-old desires for a dinosaur themed party. Regardless, I am back and I am refreshed and I am ready to dive into everything possible when it comes to webtoons and anime, because I got a lot of things planned for you guys. Now, this episode is technically not going to be a discussion episode in regards to a specific thing. I wanted to kind of grace myself back into it because it's been a bit since I've been behind the mic. And I guess I just wanted to talk to you guys. I've missed you all, and I just kind of wanted to see what you've been doing. And I kind of just wanted to bring up some major webtoon news that have been coming up lately that I have just been so thrilled to hear. And that goes along with a lot of the new animes and stuff that I have been watching lately and wanting to discuss. And essentially this episode is just going to be like an introduction to what's going to come in this summer. I am so thrilled, and I guess we're just going to get into business. And we're just going to jump right into it. So if you follow me on Instagram, you will know I recently held a week-long event for Canvas creators. And let me just say, I had so much fun getting introduced to the coolest webtoons I have ever read and have ever been introduced to, with the sweetest creators in the world right behind them. I just was amazed by everything that I was able to see that week, and it was so exciting, and of course, I must do it again. I cannot thank them enough for all of these sweet words that they have shared with me. Like I said, I definitely plan to do more of these in the future since I got so much positive feedback, and I called it the Shameless Self-Promote Event. Now, that's a mouthful. And I ended up just calling it Shameless Promo Event because a lot of the times I have seen creators kind of have to plug their work on other pages to promote themselves, and not so much for pages intended to promote webtoons. It's just so much like oh, hey, here's my webtoon. I'm just gonna plug it in the comment section and hope that a lot of people can get some traction out of it. And, nowadays I notice that's pretty normalized and people are pretty supportive of it. And you will see a lot of creators get some more boom in their reception when it comes to their creations when they do that kind of stuff. But I kind of felt like, hey, it's hard to grow out there, and I wanted creators to have a reason to feel less to not feel any shame to plug something, and that is in regards to their work or their account or just anything. Because I was like, well, if you're going to go and do it on the random comment section, why don't you just come and do it in a comment section that is asking for you to promote your Webtoon? And so in the end, a lot of the creators were really happy with this, and I was really ecstatic to hear their positive feedback and how much they appreciated that they were able to find other Webtoons through this event. So even other creators were able to find some really nice hidden gems out there, and I'm really happy that everyone was able to get a good read out of everything and become a new fan to another creator. So with all of the positive feedback that I ended up getting from this event, I of course wanted to do more shameless promo events, but also I wanted to do more stuff like it in the future. I have a countdown right now up in my highlights for my fan art event that's going to happen this month on the 20th. If I end up doing this event, I'm hoping it will just be a general fan art event. So whatever fan art you got, I want you to go use the hashtag. You know what? I'm going to go check the hashtag because I know it's listed on the highlight, but I'm going to say it right now. Let me go check my phone. Okay, so how unprofessional of me to not write down the hashtag. So it is called Fan Art Spotlight Event. So if you go and use that hashtag for whatever fan art you got related to Webtoons right now, I don't want to do it for anime just yet, but any Webtoon fan art, go use that hashtag and, just fill up that hashtag, because by the time the event starts, I want to be able to already start posting some of the fan art so that way we can go ahead and get hyped for everything. It'll be so fun. And I will do my very best to feature the fan art in my stories that week of the event when it starts. I want to hopefully hold themed fan art events maybe every month, and small ones mostly. So essentially, if I have a theme, you go and put it to the hashtag, and maybe I'll say like, hey, it's a Lore Olympus themed month. So whatever fan art you got, it could be previous or current or new fan art, whatever you want. Just use the hashtag, and then I will do my best to put in the story. Now that's for the future. I'm thinking too far ahead. But it is stuff that I kind of want to have more involvement with the community. I really like seeing everyone's work. I love art, and I love being supportive of everybody. So whenever I get chances to see new artists and stuff, I definitely want to get a good sneak peek at what they can bring to the table, because I definitely would love to follow more artists and give them a lot of my love. I did have other events in mind, mostly because I like whenever the community comes together and really starts to tap into their creative juices. I think it's really cool to see a lot of the creators mingle too. I think it's so cute to see some of the comments of that last event, because some people were making jokes or they were hyping each other up, and some of the Webtoon Canvas ones, they would have some of the fans show up too and be like, yes, this one is it. Go and light it up, guys. It's great. And stuff like that makes me so happy and brings a lot of joy to me. And I feel very ambitious. And when I do start to have big ideas, I so desperately want to execute them. Another few ideas I have in mind would be a possible cosplay event, and we could even do some trivia or even some fun stuff like that. I also, and like I said before, if you follow me on Instagram, you probably already saw the little video in my stories, basically going nuts over my little package, because I want to potentially do a giveaway, maybe some contests in the future. Since those sound like a lot of fun, I wouldn't want to hold a giveaway till I hit 250 followers of the sort, or maybe closer to that, because I guess I feel like giveaways are usually more for like small milestones or big news and stuff like that, just fun things like that, like a goal to celebrate. So I would be celebrating 250, and I would do a giveaway. So if you want a sneak peek of what I'm giving out, you can go check out that in the stories while it's still up. It might not be up by the time I upload this podcast episode, so what am I saying? Speaking of small goals, the petition I created for Canvas creators has, as of this recording, hit 107 signatures. Oh my goodness. That was the most insane milestone I have ever met when it comes to something like that. I initially made that petition because Sushi Cat Go wanted a banner on Webtoon, and I was originally going to title it Give Sushi a Banner. But then I thought, you know what? I feel like I would miss an opportunity and it could be something more, and I don't know why. But eventually it became this little passion project, and it has really shown so much of this community. I am so enamored and fascinated by everyone's efforts and passions to want to bring a better outlook on Canvas. And just, I noticed a lot of Canvas creators really wanted an opportunity to have a sustainable way to improve their Canvas Webtoon experience, because essentially the petition was kind of asking for options for Canvas creators to have more creative liberties when it comes to their Webtoons. Like, I wanted banner options essentially so they can decorate their introduction page whenever you click on a Webtoon. I gave examples in my highlights in my Instagram, and I know I made a thread on Twitter essentially discussing what I meant, because I know it could be a little difficult if you don't have the visuals, and I wasn't able to post many pictures for the petition. It was kind of odd, but anyways, I wanted them to have more creative liberties and to have the option to link their social medias. So offering them widget options to like their Etsy's or Twitter or Reddit or something like that. I mean, they already link you towards their Patreon, but not all creators have Patreon. Some have Ko-fis and of the sort. So I definitely wanted them to have more options to have supporters help them out more. I mean, if they want creators to get big, and so that way they have more opportunities to highlight more Webtoons and creative artists, you might as well start letting them have more opportunities to grow, so that way you can find them, because there are so many hidden gems, and it's really hard to find Webtoon creators when you kind of have to Google and scavenge for their extra ways to talk to them or see their art and everything. So I definitely think when I did the petition, it was so cool to see everyone just round up and be like, yes, we're going to sign it. Yes, we want some changes. And I mean, no one's saying Canvas Webtoon and Webtoons are terrible. No one is saying that. And in no way am I ever going to like say I hate Canvas Webtoons, because I do not. I love the series. I love Canvas. And I think it's so cool that you can put so much creativity on the platform for people to publish their stories on. That's amazing. But I think you can make it better. You can make it grow and become even cooler and awesomer than what it already is. And definitely, I think the creators, if you give them those options, they will use it to their advantage, and they will definitely make everything an even awesomer experience. That's what I think. So to make it professional, it's simply suggestions to make it even better. And I also tell people all the time, if you are a Canvas creator of any sort and you make a Webtoon, I so recommend that you put a comment whenever you sign the petition, because it's still up. If you want to go and sign the petition and support it, you can. And if you're a creator, go and sign that petition, add a comment of something that you would suggest that could make it even better for your experience or other users' experiences. I mean, the whole point of it is to just list suggestions, and hopefully Webtoon will consider to compromise in it of any sort, or at least hear creators' voices, because honestly, I'm not a Webtoon creator right now, and I don't know when I will be. But I definitely think the creators that are doing it right now and making Webtoons for us to enjoy, I think their voices should be heard, because they put a lot of work out there, and I so appreciate everything they do for us. And it's so cool to see everyone just band together and be like, yes, let's do it. So if you want to sign it, I'll leave a link in my description, and you can go and check it out. And like I said, I think it's at the 107. It's really cool that we even made it to 100. I was surprised that we even got any traction, but to see it get any, I was thrilled. Okay, so I am going to have a short musical interlude, and we'll be right back with some Webtoon news, updates, and much, much more. I wanted my first episode back from break to be quite informative, but also to get excited about several pieces of Webtoon news and anime news. So, one of the Webtoon news that I am thrilled about is that I Love You is returning from its long hiatus. I am so glad that Quimchi is okay, because I was getting worried about her. But it sounds like she's doing well and that she has finally returned better than ever. As of this recording, I think the mid-season recap had came out yesterday, and today the official newest episode just released, and I haven't read it yet, so I don't want to spoil myself yet, but I am so excited. I am so ready to discuss this webtoon because I know it was one of those webtoons that I really did want to talk about in my podcast and everything. So now that it's back, you will be hearing from me about this in future discussion episodes, and I know I am just so excited to see all of my favorite characters. I love the interactions as well as some of the intense drama that lingers in the background as well as in the foreground. Let's not be wrong about that. We definitely get a lot of drama for a particular mom from this webtoon. I'm not going to say her name because if you read it, you will know who I am talking about. One of my favorite characters is Dieter. I think that's how you say his name. I have a love for the softie characters, but I really enjoy the amount of respect he shows for Shine. I admire that the most out of him because he doesn't really pressure her into anything, and he respected her decision when he was rejected in the beginning. But I really like their friendship and just everything that they do together. I love Dieter. He is such a sweet character. And I love Noel. I want to know that he's okay. And I love Shine. I want to know she's great. And her dad, he looks like he's doing good, but I really hope that she can have a good and safe time as the story goes on, because I know Shine gets in a lot of trouble and she doesn't mean to. It just seems like trouble follows her unintentionally, and I feel so bad, but I am so excited and I want to read this and I want to get so hyped. That's one of the biggest news that I have been looking forward to. And as of today, when I was reading tweets and everything, Mongrel Marie, the author of Let's Play, it was just announced today that Let's Play is going to get a live action series on Netflix. And I was just so, yes! It's like, yes, this is it. This is it. This is it, Mongrel Marie. You hit it. I don't know if this is why things have been so quiet with the series and we haven't gotten an update about anything, because she has had to keep quiet about a lot of stuff when it came to the contract. But if this is why, I am so happy. I love Let's Play, and I remember I watched those little animations that they did for YouTube a long time ago, and that's what my friend had showed me whenever I got introduced to that series. But man, I was not expecting that today, and I was just like, yes, this is it. Oh, such good Webtoon news. So another webtoon that I am looking forward to is by Miso Soup. It is called Eternal Nocturnal, which I believe is set to make its debut in the summer. So this summer is just going to be jam-packed with a lot of stuff, and I mean, I'm not complaining. And Miso Soup had finished the wonderful Sirens themed webtoon called Siren's Lament. And now that webtoon is a beautiful read with the most compelling trio of all. I am so excited to see what Miso has in store for us next. I also ended up finally catching all the way up to for the Cursed Princess Club. Oh my gosh, this webtoon is so freaking funny. My husband is finally reading webtoons because of this webtoon. I mean, I kept hearing about it because it had just ended its 3rd season and is coming up for its 4th season at some point. We don't know the date, we don't know the time, it's TBA, but oh my goodness, it is so funny. I don't think I ever laughed this much with a webtoon. And it is just, it's one of my favorites now. I can't wait for this final season that's coming up, and I can't believe it's ending, which is so sad. But I know this is going to be coming up in my future episodes whenever the final season comes up. And I might even talk about what I already think about it in a whole dedicated episode in the future. Maybe with my husband, who knows, because I know he's reading it and he loves it and he laughs, and I'm just so happy that he's finally reading webtoons. And it's so cute to know that it's the Cursed Princess Club, and it's so funny. If you haven't read it yet, I strongly recommend it because it gives me a laugh, and I was hooked. I couldn't stop reading it. And not only did I finally catch up to that webtoon, but I have also read so many Canvas webtoons from, thankfully, the event that I held. And I know I will be releasing a Canvas-centric episode in the future discussing many of the favorites that I really was drawn to when I was checking out all of these webtoons. So just a couple of them: The Color of Fire, Matters of the Heart, Apology Letter, I think it's Aster Rogue, Whispers of the Past, Fall Regime, and many, many more. Of course, there were so many recommended webtoons, so I will try my best to cover as many as I can. This is just a small list. I know that one is going to be just a broad, probably long episode. Just giving my opinions, my thoughts, my excitements, and what I'm looking forward to in the future with a lot of these webtoons. And I might not cover it all in one Canvas-centric episode. I will try to divide it in the future because I know it's a lot, and sometimes I can ramble for a good while because you know me, I can talk. But I know there are a number of webtoons that really piqued my interest. And so I definitely will be bringing it up in the future. I know some of the creators of the webtoons that I ended up recommending were really excited to hear what my thoughts were for it. So, I mean, more than likely you will hear them in the future. I just don't know when. And even some of them offered to discuss with me about those, and I mean, I am all for it when I can finally figure out how to have extra people on the podcast. As for anime news, the final season of Fruits Basket has been on my radar, especially because this anime holds a special place in my heart, and it is so amazing to finally see it be completely animated. I have been so ecstatic ever since we went past a certain chapter when it came to the first series boot that came up for this manga, and I just gotta say it's beautiful. And the author, you know, she is mandating all of this. She is in charge of this whole perfect reboot because it is a work of art, and she is making sure that everything is done right. And I have to say, it is so amazing to watch it and on the screen, and to see the characters interact and do scenes that I was not able to see in the past on there when I read it in the manga. And I just love seeing it come to life. It's amazing. This is totally going to be covered in the future for sure. I may just be fangirling because it is going to be spoilers within those discussions, because I wouldn't know how to not spoil it. I mean, I guess But then I already know what's happening, so I wouldn't be able to like try to spectate what's going to happen next, you know? But I know it would just be nice to talk about what's going to happen on the screen and, you know, just seeing it happen and fangirl, basically. Those episodes will definitely be a lot of fun, and I love Toru and Kyo, and oh, it's just so beautiful. Yes. My Hero Academia has actually had a good arc of showing side characters recently, though I'd like to wait a bit more to see where it leads up to. I know I will eventually be discussing it, and I probably will still discuss it whenever I talk about Fruits Basket. I might do like a crossover episode for that one. I might do Fruits Basket with My Hero Academia, and I know this arc has a lot going on when it comes to the battles, and it is a little slow, but you know what? I will find a way to talk about it because a lot of my favorite characters are getting some screen time right now, so I don't mind talking about them. So I am so excited to discuss these many titles, but I am especially looking forward to covering specific arcs and series that I would usually cover in my past episodes. This would include Lore Olympus and Unordinary. Since my hiatus, I didn't know what to talk about first when I was coming back to my regular scheduled episodes, and that was because I was like, what do I do? Because I missed out on talking about a huge arc that happened in the Lore Olympus. And then I missed a huge arc when it came to Unordinary and among other series. But these two had some major stuff happening, and I missed out on talking about them on time. So I know more than likely I'm going to have episodes just talking about strictly these arcs that happened that I didn't get a chance to talk to. And once those are out of the way, then we will go on to regularly scheduled episodes that talk about all webtoons that we like to talk about. And I know, like I said, these had major arcs, and when I came up on here, it's like, you know what, I'm just gonna say that I will talk about these soon because I know this stuff was intense and it's really changed a lot of the courses for these stories, and they were really important to me, and I didn't get a chance to talk about it. So hopefully you guys will stick around to listen to that. So like I said before, this return episode was kind of my way to ease back into the podcast and kind of give you all the idea of what to look forward to in the future. I have so many plans, and I hope you can all join me for the ride. If you have any questions or theories or thoughts or opinions, feel free to share them by messaging me through either of my social media handles. Both my Twitter and Instagram handles are the Toon Balloon. I would love to hear from you. Also, definitely tell me any other webtoons, anime, or manga you are interested in. I may talk about them in the future episodes. The Toon Balloon podcast can be listened to on Soundcloud, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and YouTube. I don't really have a question for today. I kind of just want to know how you guys are doing. I'm glad that you came back to listen to me talk nonsense on the podcast. Look forward to what's coming up next in the future. We're going to have a lot of stuff coming up. And you know what? I'm just glad that you're joining me on the ride. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. Now, let's end this episode of the podcast. Thank you so much for joining me today and taking the time to listen to my humble podcast. I look forward to talking with you again. This is the Toon Balloon podcast. I was your host, Gooby. See you next time.